Hi guys, so I'm pretty sure most of you have already heard of the Myers-Briggs test. Some of you may be currently using it in your writing, and then others may have heard of it, but they just don't think that they need to use it. I'm here to tell you that you should, especially if you're having trouble getting to know who your characters are. Do you struggle with your dialogue? If you know your characters really well, then you would be able to point out exactly what they would or wouldn't say in a particular situation. Do your beta readers confuse your characters? Besides some obvious reader mistakes, this could indicate that your characters are all too similar or they're all just generic. This usually happens with your secondary characters, so you need to make them all different from each other. Is your plot choppy? Those gaps between your plot points, which we talked about last video. If you haven't seen it, go see it right now. Anyway, those gaps that are between your plot points should be filled with your character's reaction and action. You want your plot to happen to your character and your character to happen to your plot. So take a few minutes to sit in your character's shoes and take the Myers-Briggs test. Some questions may be a little more difficult than others, but even the questions could help you get a better feel for who your character is. So the results will also tell you how your character deals with friendships and relationships, or even what career choices they would make. Disclaimer, not all of your characters fit into one specific category. They're not, you can't do that. The examples that I have are not concrete. You may think Dumbledore fits into one personality and I think he fits into another. The main reason for me making this video, for inspiration. Each type of character brings something different to the table. So even though there's 16 types of personalities and your character might not fit into one square definition, you want your novel to mirror reality. So this should pretty much just be used to spice up your characters, to make sure they're all different from one another and that you kind of have all of your bases covered. It's just supposed to inspire you. A couple of websites are listed down below and I highly encourage you to check them out. Even these small definitions that I'm going to give in my video are not going to be anywhere near as detailed as what those websites have. So even if you don't want to take the Myers-Briggs test for each one of your characters, you can just go through and read the really in-depth definitions that they have, and one character will kind of resonate more with a specific personality, and then maybe it'll hint towards something. Maybe they're loyal to a fault in their relationships, and you can use that in your story. All right, so those of you who have not heard of Myers-Briggs, I have not forgotten about you, and we're just going to call it MBTI from now on because I have a really difficult time saying Myers-Briggs because I want to call it Miggs-Breyers for whatever reason. MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. You've probably seen or heard of people saying that they're an INTP or INTJ or something like that. This is where it comes from. So the first letter is to tell you whether or not you are introverted or extroverted. The second letter is supposed to be for sensing or intuitive. The third is thinking or feeling. And then the last one is judging or perceiving. So combinations of these characters allow for the commonly known 16 personality types. So here we go, 16 rapid fire MBTIs. Number 1, the detective, or an ISTJ, introverted, sensing, thinking, judging. These people are very responsible, honorable, and dutiful. That was a lot of duda. ISTJs follow the rules to a T and can be quite stubborn. Fact checkers and researchers, they place great value on honesty and despise laziness above all. Making friends can be kind of difficult for ISTJs because they're not one to show their outward emotions too much. Number 2, the guardian, ISFJ, introverted, sensing, feeling, judging. These people are reliable, loyal, and humble. ISFJs will always come to the aid of a friend and they find it really easy to sympathize with others. They rarely ever agree to burden somebody else with their problems, so they can become overwhelmed gradually over time because they don't really let anybody help them. Their shyness can hinder the relationships that they form, but once you're past that barrier, ISFJs are in it for the long haul. Number 3, the advocate, or INFJ, introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. These people are rescuers, inspirational leaders, and perfectionists. INFJs are very goal-oriented and they always have a cause or a movement that they're focusing on. They have a keen ability to solve the problems of those around them and they take action on their ideas. They're not just dreamers. They're able to read people really well and they're always on the lookout for dishonest people and trying to understand the motivations of those around them. Number 4, the tactician, INTJ, introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging. These people are knowledgeable, rational, and confident. They see no point to gossip and they prefer intellectual conversations. And they tend to hold fast to whatever is right, the correct answer. They rarely sway from this rational answer and they're not one to give in to bribery. They're pretty honest people. Their confidence can often come across as arrogant or snobby, so they don't usually have large groups of friends and they tend to only have a few really good friends. Number 5, the engineer, or ISTP, introverted, sensing, thinking, or perceiving. These people are creative, but they're under control and they're calm. ISTPs do really well under stress, and they're able to make decisions even if there's some kind of risk involved. They're able to keep a clear mind. These people are constantly doing something with their hands, they're learning new trades, and a lot of times they're teaching other people at the same time. Depending on what the situation calls for, ISTPs are really good at balancing steadiness and spontaneity. Number 6, the composer. I bounced. ISFP, introverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving. These people are artistic, charming, and competitive. Although introverted, ISFPs are often quite popular. Their laid-back and spontaneous lifestyle draws in those who are looking for some uncomplicated fun. They're action takers, and they don't waste their time with theory or debate that bores them to death. Number 7, the idealist. INFP, introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. They are ever optimistic, they're reserved, and they are often confidants. INFPs have a true gift for communication and are often writers and poets. So there's probably a lot of you out there watching this right now. For this reason, they're often able to inspire and motivate those who are lucky enough to be friends with them. Although they're not one to enjoy being in the spotlight, they're not afraid to jump in if that's what it takes to see their beliefs come to fruition. On the contrary, their naivete can injure them or lead them into danger. On the contrary, their naivete can injure their idealism or can lead them to actual danger. Number 8, the BRAINIAC, INTP, introverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving. These people are logical problem solvers, but they're also daydreamers. INTPs are often messy. They're not about wasting time picking up little organizational things. Like me. They're good at looking at the bigger picture, and they're able to dissect and solve any problem, big or small. Most problems. I'm not saying that they can solve everything. Number 9, the adventurer, or ESTP, extroverted, sensing, thinking, perceiving. These people are risky, energetic, and extremely perceptive. They kind of take joy in the pursuit of risky behaviors so that it can get them into a lot of trouble. They typically act before they think, and they're always afraid of boredom. They're always running from boredom. Rules aren't really their friend, and ESTPs have a lot of difficulty with mundane tasks or tedious tasks. Number 10, the entertainer, ESFP, extroverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving. These people are fashion-minded, playful, and lovers of attention. ESFPs are the center of attention, no matter how big or small the gathering is, and some of them tend to be the class clown growing up. They're not one for inward reflection, but they are the first to jump at the opportunity to help a friend talk something out, and they can be really insightful. ESFPs can also be easy to bore, and they're not really good in academic situations. Number 11, I don't know how else to do this. The champion, or ENFP, extroverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. They're charming, philosophers, free-spirited, they're popular people, but they don't feed on entertaining others. They can read people really well, and they truly enjoy getting to know those people. They're extremely friendly, but they also hate to be micromanaged. Number 12, the devil's advocate, or ENTP, extroverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving. These people are smart, curious, and they're annoying. ENTPs love to argue, so much so that they'll argue something that they don't even believe in. They're big thinkers, and they often find it difficult to do the grunt work, so they delegate tasks to people a lot of times. Because they like to argue so much, ENTPs also burn bridges, so it may be hard for them to advance in life and to find the support that they need to advance. Number 13, the president, or ESTJ, extroverted, sensing, thinking, judging. These people are orderly, honest, and they're really hardworking. They're often in positions of power, and they recognize the need for assistance or service, and they take pride in leading others. They also keep their promises and develop a strong aversion to people who do not do the same. ESTJs also have a difficult time relaxing, and they follow the rules to a fault. If there's a better solution to their problem, they won't be the first one to realize that. Number 14, the social butterfly, ESFJ, extroverted, sensing, feeling, judging. They're caring, popular, and they're loyal. What more could you want? They love gossip, but they're excellent at remembering the little details of a conversation, and they'll follow up with you on it. Hey, how's your kid doing? Oh, hey, how did your job interview go? They have difficulty improvising when necessary because they rely heavily on lists and plans, and they hate spontaneity. ESFJs are also very family-oriented, and they take a lot of pride in taking care of their loved ones. Number 15, the provider, ENFJ, extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. These people are passionate, influential, and trusting. They're a master of communication, and they know exactly what to say, logic, or emotion to get people on their side for a cause that they believe in. They truly believe in the good of people, and when they're met with adversity, they're able to take their emotions out of it and remain rational. They're often appointed to roles of leadership rather than seeking it themselves. Number 16, I have no idea how to do that one with my hands. The last one is the commander, or ENTJ. These people are bold, strong-willed, and they're decisive. They're born leaders, and they're amazing at setting long-term goals and actually reaching them on schedule. They're determined, and that determination is easily spread to other people through their motivating speeches. They're able to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of people, which is a good thing, but They also have a bad habit of calling people out, maybe publicly, or in any case with disregard towards their sensitivities. They can be kind of brash. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully those quick definitions sparked some inspiration for you guys. I'm curious to know what all of your personality types are, the people who are watching these videos. I'm just barely an INTJ. I kind of fall right in the middle on most of the categories, but I really relate to the messiness of INTPs a lot. I'm really messy. This doesn't show you how messy I am. We just cleaned. Also, if your character fits perfectly into one specific personality, don't be afraid to sprinkle in a personality from some of the others. Remember, emulate real life. And that's what the Myers-Briggs test is good for, creating diversity in your novel. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out all my other videos that I have. I have tons of writing tips. Subscribe to my channel because I post new writing videos every Wednesday. And if you go through all my videos and you find that I'm missing something that you want me to cover, just go ahead and drop a line down below. I'm really friendly, I promise. Bye, guys. Here they come. Oh my gosh, is he gonna make it? Oh my god. Oh, he smells like death. I think he ate something dead. Go on. Quit being so happy. You're disgusting.